Today, the richest 1% control 43% of the total world financial assets. Their wealth is growing faster than everyone else, and the fall of Rome shows a surprisingly similar story of what happens when that gap keeps widening. See, the Roman Empire was at the time one of the greatest superpowers on the planet. At its height, Rome stretched from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to Iraq. It governed nearly 70 million people across almost 3 million square miles. It felt invincible at the time. But by 476 CE, the Western Roman Empire was gone. Rome had been sacked. But what went wrong? Well, there was no one single cause. Rome did not collapse in one single moment. It declined over centuries. But historians and philosophers can agree on one thing. The collapse from within played a very big role. At Rome's peak, inequality was rising dramatically. Wealth was increasingly concentrated in the hands of the elites. Large landowners controlled estates across the vast empire. Political instability followed as well. Emperors were disposed of. They were overthrown. In just 50 years during the 3rd century crisis, Rome had at least 26 different emperors. The military was overstretched. The army increasingly relied on foreign troops. The balance of power was slowly shifting. While this was happening, cultural confidence was also falling into decline. The Stoic philosopher Seneca warned about this centuries earlier. He was criticizing the culture of spectacle and of luxury that had been increasingly growing within the empire. Corruption spread, and participation of the public was slowly declining. The tax burden also fell heavily on the working class, while the wealthy avoided it. There was a sense of fatigue, of internal rot. But that was not all. The external pressures were also mounting on Rome. There were plagues, poor economy, divisions of the empire between the East and the West, and of course, war. Gothic tribes had entered the Roman Empire, first as refugees and allies, and later as invaders. Then in 410 CE, something unthinkable had happened. Rome itself was sacked. But here's why this matters. Rome did not collapse that year. It had been collapsing for generations. Institutions and power had declined. By the time that the final blow had come, the foundations had already been worn down. We live in the modern times inside systems that feel stable. Globalization, markets, institutions. But stability is never permanent. They appear stable until they don't. Rome once felt unbeatable, but history reminds us no nation is truly unbeatable. No empire is immune, no matter how wealthy, how advanced, or how powerful it seems.